Hello random viewers, hello fellow godlies who are tuning in because I am Vance from Warframe God Builds, and I don't usually do videos like this. It's very uncharacteristic of me, but I wanted to talk about a new update that's coming to Black Desert. Now, I've been playing Black Desert for a long time now, since closed beta, and I haven't uploaded content about it up until now. All these YouTube uploaders are uploading reasons why they quit Black Desert, and this is essentially going to be my reasoning, because I didn't agree up until now. But before I get into that, I wanted to state that on August 12th, this Friday, 6 p.m. New York time, we're going to do a live stream in which you could come and chat with Starcom, ask us questions, and just chill out. So, without further ado, let's get into it. My reasoning for pretty much quitting Black Desert, my reasoning for announcing that I'm done with it. It's a sad ordeal, it's a tragedy. For those of you who don't know about the update that's yet to come out, it's going to be completely pay to win. Daum Games is going to allow you to sell your cosmetic outfits on the marketplace for silver coin, and we don't know what the value of those outfits will be, just judging by the Korean value of the outfits in that same feature that they have. You know, some of them go for like 100 million, which isn't too far off away from what a world boss weapon will cost. The only reason why I can imagine this would piss off players enough to make them quit is because the PK system is so broken. The PvP system is so broken. Now, one could argue that Black Desert wasn't the first to handle combat the way that they do. You know, Vindictus did it, Terra did it, but let's be honest here, Black Desert is an entirely different beast. It is the best beast on the market. It's the only MMO that really allows you to free roam and player versus player, open world player versus player. But the problem with that is you have a lot of people who just bully up-and-coming new players who don't have the gear that they have, or they're just trying to level up, and it's very unfortunate because since when is it acceptable for a game like Black Desert with the combat that it has, very reminiscent to Devil May Cry, God of War, or even Ninja Gaiden, since when is it okay for combat like that to be based off of gear? It's not GVG, it's PvP. And I really get it. Like, I understand that MMOs in the past, I mean, essentially everything that you play that's like World of Warcraft handles PvP in that manner. But none of those games have the combat that Black Desert does. And it should be very skill-oriented. It should be about the player as a person. How good are they at the game? You know, you have your class, and then are you good at linking together combos? Are you good at dodging their combos? That's what it should be about, and it's not. A simple solution to that whole PvP system would be to make it so gear doesn't give you any added benefits when fighting another player. I mean, it's very, very unfortunate that there's not even just a PvE strictly server in which you don't have to be forced into a player versus player type of scenario. And that is ultimately why a lot of people are very concerned about this update and stating that they're going to quit. They don't want to deal with the whole pay-to-win thing. Neither do I. On top of that, you have the bounty hunter system, which I don't know how it's going to function, but if it's implemented, it should make it so no matter if you've killed 1 or 10 players while they were not flagged for combat, you should be seen on the map, and you should have a certain amount of coin placed on your head. And the more players that you kill who aren't flagged for combat, the higher that bounty is. Because the karma system, if you work around it properly, it has a cooldown. You can afford to kill someone who's not flagged for combat, then wait a little while, and then come and do it again. There's not enough consequences. On top of that, there's no camping. And by that I mean like Dark Souls camping, where you set up a temporary safe zone, you have a storage thing, maybe an anvil to repair your armor, because I can't tell you how many times I've wasted my life grinding, and because I I got too heavy while I was grinding. I had to go into town and sell some things. There's no fast travel in the game, so there was a lot of time wasted just getting from point A to point B, and then all the way back from point B back to point A so I could continue the grind. And this is completely against casual players. If you have a job in real life and you can only afford a few hours of gameplay, you would think that PvP should be more accessible right from the start. And furthermore, you know, being able to farm and grind and take a whole lot less time doing so by setting up camp would make it so the game is just a whole lot more enjoyable. Even something as simple as whale hunting, if you go out and you utterly need a party, you need one person to sail and, you know, a few people to shoot at the whale with muskets. It's set up in such a way that only one player gets the loot, and that's absurd and unacceptable. If you need a party to do something, then that party should get the entire loot from it. They should all share it. Another feature that is the straw that broke the camel's back, at least for me, is when you go into your character creation and you go into your body, you realize at the bottom there's an edit pose, but there's no option for you to see your outfit while you're posing your character. So why is that a big deal, might you ask? Well, that feature is utterly worthless. Where do you see your position with your outfit? Where does it even go? So this is a travesty and a tragedy. To have to deal with the things that set Black Desert back from being the game that it was meant to be, the perfect 10 out of 10. In spite of all of this, Black Desert has been the hope delivered back into the gamers, that one day we could have a game that was filled with action-based combat, beautiful and gorgeous, cooperative in nature, free of all of those limitations that you had before in the past. There's so many things that you can do within the game. It looks so gorgeous, even at its most bare minimum of settings. Black Desert is an experience you only live once in a lifetime. Black Desert is a living art piece. The land and all the things that inhabit it are such an amazing, phenomenal thing. Here's a message going out to the developers and anybody thinking about playing this game. We don't criticize Black Desert because we hate it as the community. We criticize Black Desert because we all essentially love it, and we support it, and we want it to be the perfect MMO. Daum Games, this is my plea to you, this is me begging you. Do the right thing. Cancel this update. And actually start putting work into the game. Actually start listening to your community. Put some features in there that we want to see. Make this game be our living dream. That's my message to you, the developers. That's my message to you, the community. So if this is how it's going to continue, without anybody listening to this, we're not just going to go quietly in the night. But I am going to announce that I am bidding Black Desert farewell, and it breaks my heart to do so. But farewell, Black Desert. Farewell for everything that you've ever offered to me. All the freedoms, all the gorgeous and awe-inspiring adventures that I had. All the relationships we formed and deformed. All of the comedy. All of those experiences. Farewell, Black Desert. Farewell, Daum Games.